Well, viewers, for the top story of the day, the tussle between the Tamil Nadu governor and the ruling DMK government continues in Tamil Nadu Assembly. Governor Ravi here refused to deliver the full customary address to the Assembly at the beginning of the first session every year. Instead, the governor read only a part of the speech that was given to him and then finished his address within about 4 minutes and then walked out even before the national anthem was played. Ravi's speech is the shortest ever inaugural speech by any governor in the history of the Tamil Nadu State Assembly. Now, following sloganeering by the MLAs, the speaker went on to read the full text of the speech, and only the speech read out by the speaker was kept in the Assembly's record. Now, the governor claims that the speaker launched a tirade against him, after which he walked out of the Assembly. Now, Governor Ravi has also issued a clarification and claimed that he omitted parts of the speech as they were misleading, even contained blatant partisan political views. He further alleged here that reading the speech would have been a constitutional travesty, he says. Last year too, Governor Ravi had stormed out of the house and skipped portions of the speech prepared by the ruling DMK. Now, Stalin, of course, had moved a resolution urging the speaker to take on record only the text of the governor's address, which has been approved. Ravi, of course, who was appointed as the governor of Tamil Nadu on the 18th of September 2021, has been accused by the Stalin government of creating hurdles in its work on numerous occasions. Now, what's interesting here, viewers, is on the same day, Karnataka Governor Thawarchand Gehlot decided in his address, that is, of course, in the same state assembly in Karnataka, where he referred to the disbursement of funds to the state and the payment of tax dues to Karnataka. However, it's noteworthy that the speech, of course, is written by the government, and, it's not a fair reflection of what the governor had to say. But, however, in Karnataka, the governor decides to read the speech in its entirety. He says, or rather talks about various issues pertaining to fund release, but in Tamil Nadu, of course, it's the other way around. Now, multiple reactions have been pouring in about what happened. Firstly, let's listen to these reactions coming in from Tamil Nadu.
Repeated requests and advice to show due respect to the national anthem and play it at the beginning and end of the address has been ignored. This address has numerous passages with which I convincingly disagree on factual and moral grounds. I, lending my voice to them, would constitute constitutional travesty. Hence, with respect to the House, I conclude my address.
Well, that was the governor concluding his address, of course, not reading out what the government really had prepared a speech of sorts. Now, more importantly, of course, to speak about this, we have Madhuvanti Arun from the BJP who is joining us today. TKS Elangovan from the DMK is also with us. We have Madhavan Narayanan, senior journalist, all of them joining us to talk more about this. But before I go to the guests to discuss about this particular topic, I have some breaking updates that's just coming in at this point in time. Sonia Gandhi is in all likelihood not going to contest Lok Sabha elections anymore, and she instead will be heading to the Rajya Sabha is the plan that our sources are telling us at this point in time. Sonia Gandhi may contest Rajya Sabha polls, and this could be from Rajasthan. This is the latest that we are getting. At this juncture, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, Ajay Makhan will be filing a nomination in this regard. We are picking up at this point in time that it could be, this could be the end of Lok Sabha or, electoral politics for Sonia Gandhi. Niyamika joins us on the phone line with more details. Niyamika, this is a very big development. It's an end of an era of almost, because Sonia Gandhi, of course, has been in the Lok Sabha for several terms, but now it seems like it is going to be the Rajya Sabha that will be welcoming her.
That's absolutely right, as this is what is being informed to us by the top sources of the Congress party that now Sonia Gandhi, who is the CPP chairperson, is going to take the Rajya Sabha route, as it is being expected that the list of the Rajya Sabha candidates of the Congress party is going to be released in the next 1 or 2 days. And for that matter, now it is being informed to us by the sources that most likely Sonia Gandhi is going to contest for Rajya Sabha from the state of Rajasthan. So that is a big development which is going to take place in the Congress party. As apart from Sonia Gandhi, there are some other names which have also come to the fore, as it is about Abhishek Manu Singhvi or Akhilesh Prasad Singh or Ajay Makhan. These names are there in the list of the Congress party to contest the Rajya Sabha candidature in the upcoming days. So for that reason now, this is a big development within the Congress party that now Sonia Gandhi is going to take the route of Rajya Sabha. And apart from that, it is also being expected that there will be another decision which is going to be taken by the Congress party, as there are some speculations which are going on regarding Priyanka Gandhi Vadra as well. However, no official confirmation has come on the part of the Congress party whether she is going to contest from Lok Sabha or she is also going to take the Rajya Sabha route, because today it is being informed that even the Himachal Chief Minister Sukhvinder Singh Sukhu has also met Priyanka Gandhi Vadra today in the national capital. So the speculation are on a rise, as it is being suggested by many of these leaders that the Gandhi family should continue to contest from the seat of Rai Bareli. But if Sonia Gandhi is going to take the Rajya Sabha route, then this constituency is going to be vacant. So who is going to contest from that particular seat is yet to be decided by the Congress party.
Well, that's going to be interesting at this point in time. Of course, from Uttar Pradesh, we've already seen Rahul Gandhi move to Wayanad, and it looks like he's going to continue to contest from there. Now, with Sonia Gandhi not deciding, in all likelihood, that she'll contest Lok Sabha, it seems like another seat for the Congress goes away from Uttar Pradesh. We'll of course keep a very close track. Thank you, Niyamika, for bringing us those updates. We are moving once again back to the story that we were talking about. This is about the Tamil Nadu governor. The address, of course, that he made in the assembly and the controversy surrounding it. I'm going to once again go back to our guest, Madhuvanti Arun from the BJP is with us, TKS Elangovan from the DMK, and Madhavan Narayan, Syrian journalist, with us. So let me take this across to the DMK first. Mr. Elangovan, this is an interesting scenario where, this is not the first time there are differences of opinion that have, come to the fore in Tamil Nadu between the governor and the government. But here, the governor has given certain reasons. He's given certain clarifications as to why he couldn't, deliver that speech that was prepared by the government. How are you really viewing this?
No, he is wrong. See, the governor's address is not the statement written by the governor. It is the policy of the state government which was elected by the people of Tamil Nadu. The policy will say that what they have done so far and what they are going to do the coming year. It is a policy note of the government, and the governor is only reading the speech. He does not own the speech. When he does not own the speech, if the speech is read, there will be a debate on that speech, and there are opposition parties there are BJP members there. They can criticize the speech. If the governor wants to criticize the speech, his own speech, he cannot do it. He is only representing the government of Tamil Nadu, which was duly elected by the people of Tamil Nadu. So the governor's address is just a policy note of the government and not the governor. So what he did was wrong. It is unconstitutional, in fact. Not wrong, just wrong. It is unconstitutional. Because governor cannot say that I don't like the speech, I will not read it. Because it is not his speech. He has to read. That is what even the president's address is a speech prepared by the union cabinet, not by the president herself or in any state. The speech of the governor's address is the speech of the government which is in power in that state. So governor cannot do that. He has done twice. For the second time he is doing this, which is against it is an insult to the people of Tamil Nadu who had elected a party to rule the state.
Okay, let me bring in Madhuvanti Arun here. From the DMK, the response is very clear that this is, in fact, unconstitutional is what they claim, because this is not his speech. All he has to do is follow protocol, what the governor has to do, and he failed to do his duty is the charge here.
Good evening, Deepak, and good evening to my fellow panelists here also. The governor has done nothing unconstitutional. In fact, he has very clearly mentioned that what he has done is constitutional. Otherwise, there would have been a constitutional travesty. The governor has every right to omit parts of a speech written and given to him by the state government. This is as per constitution. He never spoke anything out of the ordinary. He never spoke anything out of his own. All he did was omit certain parts, which is exactly what he did last time also. And nobody had any answers to the questions that he had asked the last time. Once again, this time, the same thing has happened. He has only omitted parts of the speech that he felt do not add on to what is going on in the state. The governor is not a rubber stamp governor. The governor is not a puppet. He is not going to lip sync or mouth what the state government wants him to say. This is the governor of Tamil Nadu's stand. So the DMK better come to terms with it or let them deal with it legally. There is no point in saying that the governor of Tamil Nadu is being unconstitutional because he is following the constitution to the T.
Okay, if constitution is being followed, but the DMK believes otherwise, let's bring in a journalist perspective as well here. Madhavan Narayan, you've heard both the sides from the political point of view. How do you really view this? Because this tussle, of course, is not just limited to the speech, and we've seen multiple instances, passage of bills, various other instances where there have been difference of opinion between the governor and the government here.
Yeah, I think, Deepak, it's very important from an analytical perspective to divide it into three parts. One is facts, the other is the constitutional provision, and the third is the ideological position of the governor and his view from his point of view of conscience. Now, it is apparent and very clear from the behavior of Governor Ravi for the past several months that he has strong ideological disagreements with the DMK government. Now, this Constitution of India permits various kinds of ideologies to be discussed politically as part of the democratic discourse, but no ideology is equal to the Constitution. So that brings us to two issues. If Mr. Ravi disagrees with the provisions of the speech of Governor, the Tamil Nadu government, then if they are factually wrong, he is supposed to bring to the public the issues that he thinks are factually wrong, that can be debated, as Mr. Elangovan rightly said, in the forum called the House or even outside. So he hasn't done that. So that brings us to the question of whether there are any constitutional violations. The word he has used is travesty. Now, travesty is a subjective word, whereas violation is an objective word that can be decided by the Supreme Court. So either of the party, if necessary, if push comes to shove, can go to the Supreme Court to say what is there in the address that is actually violative of the Constitution. And the governor is not the right authority to decide what violates the Constitution. He can disagree at a personal level and even resign on a moral or conscience grounds if that's what his permits. He hasn't done that. He is using his what I call a satyagraha method at the governor level, which is unusual because the Constitution very clearly says, I mean, by and large, the governor's position in a state is analogous to the president's position at the center. So just as the president is bound by the cabinet's advice...
And it's supposed to be apolitical. And that's exactly what I want to ask Madhavanti here, that we've seen differences in multiple states now, and almost it's become, it's almost a trend at this point in time that, you have opposition ruled states and then you have a governor that was, of course, put there by the center, that is the BJP, and then you have multiple differences that have come in. We've seen that in Kerala, we've seen that in Tamil Nadu, we've seen that, with Tamil Sai, we've seen that in Punjab, many instances like this that has come to the fore. But overall, Madhavanti Arun, when you look at it, this is not a speech that is written by the governor. This does not really identify anything to do with the governor's office putting this out or an opinion presented by him. This is something that the state prepares, and it's only protocol that is followed, year after year during, of course, one of the assembly sessions, that the governor comes and reads it out. And we've had an instance in Karnataka where, the BJP has been, very strongly, vehemently defending their stand that there has been no, partisan as far as the disbursement of funds is concerned, as far as the tax dues that need to be paid to the state is concerned. But today, the governor of Karnataka reads it out, says that the center hasn't done enough. So the governor in Karnataka, you are saying that, has probably let go of all of this, but, the governor in Tamil Nadu decides that he will not. How do you really weigh these differences?
I am not getting into what has happened in Karnataka. That is not my purpose of being part of this debate here. The premise of today's debate is very clearly that the
we are
DMK
talking
is very
about the
angry with
position
what
of the governor
has done.
We are talking
Exactly,
about the
that's where I'm
position of the
coming.
governor. Yeah, I'm not
so
trying to bring in another state.
No,
I brought in the
me-
state as an example that the governor holding a constitutional position will read out as per the constitutional duty
There is
during the start of a budget
constitutional-
session. The speech that is prepared by the government.
I'm very sorry. There is no constitutional provision that the governor has to completely read out the speech that has been written by the state government. He has every right constitutional to omit parts that he feels are not agreeable to what he is going on in the government, which is exactly what the governor did last year and he's doing this year. If they have problems, they are free to go and fight with it and fight him legally. Nobody seems to be doing that. Everybody wants to talk about A, B, C in the constitution, but nobody actually wants to fight this legally. Please go fight. If you think the governor is wrong, please go fight it legally. Why is nobody doing that? Because they know that the governor is well within his constitutional right in what he did today and what he did last year also. This is all I'm saying, and I'm saying it one more time. That's all.
Okay, year after year, this continues to happen, Mr. Elangovan. But how do you really view it? As far as the BJP is saying that they have done, the governor has done nothing wrong. He's within his ambit to actually go ahead and omits parts of the speech, and probably not even delivering any portion of it has nothing to do with his constitutional responsibility.
No, that is, see, he's the governor. He has to read out. Now, what had happened was this entire speech was accepted by the assembly. Passed by the assembly. The entire speech, whichever portion he did not read also, has become now part of the legislative records. How can a governor do what he says that I asked them to play national anthem at the beginning and at the end? See, for the past more than 35 years in Tamil Nadu, every function, government function, be it the function attended by the Prime Minister, we sing the Tamil anthem first. And at the end, it will be national anthem. That is a procedure, that is a practice for more than 35 years. He is a governor of the state. He is holding the highest post in the state, and he does not know this. He should have checked with his officials at least. So whatever reason he says is not acceptable. What is practice? What is the practice he should accept? He is the governor of Tamil Nadu. One thing you must understand, as per the practice, no person from the same state is appointed as governor. Governors are always appointed. As a rule, the practice as of now, governors are appointed from some other state will be appointed as a governor to other state. So no Tamilian will be appointed as governor to Tamil Nadu state, or no Bihari will be appointed as governor in Bihar state. So this is the practice. So he has to go by the state, the people of the state's wishes. His duty is to go by the wishes of the people of the state. He cannot take his own stand. With this understanding only, they are appointing governors from other states. He is an appointed person. In the entire, even the president is elected. Even the prime minister is elected. Every other office bearer, holding higher officers are elected, except the governor. So he has to go by the wishes of the elected government. He has failed that. The constitution, that is what the constitution
says. Do you agree with that? That the governor has to go by the wishes of the elected government? Do you agree with that? And more importantly, of course, we've seen a difference that have come up time and again over the passage of bills as well. And that definitely affects the functioning of the state.
Yes. Definitely. I think that matter is already before the Supreme Court on the bills and others. So I will not discuss it today. Yeah. Let me discuss what Ms. Madhuvanti Arun said about legal challenges to this. The correct position would be that the opinions expressed by Mr. Ravi today is in his capacity as a citizen of India and not as the governor of the state, because the governor, he himself publicly said he's not reading it out, and the assembly speaker read it out, and it was adopted by the assembly. So everything followed due process, and it's a matter of record now. If the governor has any issue on the assembly passing the resolution, the speech, then he can himself go to the Supreme Court and legally challenge this. That option is welcome to him, Every citizen of India has the right to approach the Supreme Court. And Mr. Ravi is also one of the 150 crore people of India, so he is welcome to do that.
Mr. Madhavan Narayan, do you see, a difference? Because, I brought up the issue of Karnataka a little while earlier. Do you see this difference where, in Karnataka, the governor reading out something that the state government has put forth, it may have been, of course, something that probably he wouldn't have believed in while he was in a political position?
No. Let us go back to the central government. Pranab Mukherjee was the president of India for a good portion of the prime ministership of Mr. Narendra Modi. And Mr. Mukherjee belongs to an ideologically and politically different party as well as position, but he always obeyed the will of the cabinet and followed his own method. And that is the correct constitutional method, because the governor is analogous to the president at the state level, except on issues that may be involving a constitutional breakdown. It's not even law and order. It is only constitutional breakdown that the governor has to look at. And to that extent, unless there is that particular point on which there is absolutely no evidence so far, the governor, the only way to interpret this is that Governor Ravi is politicizing things based on a personal ideology, deeply perturbing his conscience. And so there are two options. Either he has to resign, or the government of Tamil Nadu can ask for his recall, or they can, either of them in equal capacity can approach the Supreme Court. Equal capacity, emphasis on equal.
Yeah. I'll quickly get a response from Madhuvanti, and then we are coming to a close of this debate. Madhuvanti, go ahead.
I just wanted to respond to Mr. Elangovan, who mentioned about the national anthem, and he said that for 35 years in Tamil Nadu, it has always been Tamil Thai Varthu and then the national anthem at the end. I just want him to fact check, because very recently at the Khelo India Games inauguration that happened in Chennai, it was the national anthem that was played first, and then the Tamil Thai Varthu was sung. Both happened very, very recently, where the Honorable Chief Minister, the Honorable Sports Minister, the Honorable Prime Minister of India, and I'm sure Mr. Elangovan was also there. So when they want to bend, they bend. But when they don't want to and it doesn't suit them, they are not able to bend. This seems to be the problem between Tamil Nadu and the governor of Tamil Nadu. So this is something that really has to be sorted. And I would quite agree with Mr. Madhavan.
Wasn't he referring to the assembly protocols? Wasn't he referring to the assembly protocols? Mr. Elangovan, weren't you referring to the assembly protocols?
No, he was referring to any function in Tamil Nadu. That's what he said. You can play back what he said.
But
no, he said any function in Tamil Nadu.
Where Prime Minister had attended, it was the practice happened once or twice. Now, maybe they are putting pressure on the government.
It's
but
not
earlier,
maybe.
It was like that.
It happened. I'm just trying to clarify.
Once or twice it might have happened, but that is not the rule.
Similarly, if the governor omits portions of the constitution, portions of the speech, which is entirely within his permit of the constitution, it happens. There is no rule that he has to read the speech.
There is going to be a debate on that speech. And even the BJP will take part in the debate.
It seems like this is, of course, not a debate that's going to die down soon, or an issue, of course, that is going to lay low, because the governor time and again, says things or does things that is always in the news and against the government, current government of the state of Tamil Nadu. So we'll, of course, keep a close watch, and we heard a neutral perspective as well from Mr. Narayan, that probably both these parties, the government and the governor, have the option of the Supreme Court. We'll really have to see at the end of the day who approaches that, and probably if they find some sort of relief, because this seems to be a deadlock at this juncture. I'm thanking all our guests for joining on this debate. We are moving on to some more